Fire here. Hey guys, Fire here. So today I'm going to be doing a demo. This is going to be of the Talionist point of view, or Tally, as many of you know. Essentially, I'm going to be doing an in-depth review of how he played, what he did right, what he did wrong. Maybe you can incorporate this into some of your games. Try to figure out what he did wrong, what he did right, what he did correct, what he did incorrect. And so me as an in-game leader and coach, I can see that. So before we get into it, let's just go ahead. So Talio buys a deal, I believe, or that maybe he has perks. So automatically standing from what I can tell, Tally just won a round because he has $3,200, as you can see right here. He's $3,200. The win bonus is $3,200, which means that he should try to account that into his next round for his play. So what he should do. But nothing too major so far. That's not really a mistake. That's just kind of pointing out. So let's keep watching how he plays. Now, Tally immediately goes long here so he can get that long control. He throws a frag. Now, what's the point of that frag, right? I understand that it's to kind of get off that long control to make sure they don't rush. But if they would have rushed, if the T's would have rushed, they would have already been outside by now. They would have already been outside. They would have taken control. They would have been knife out, taking outside control. So I don't really see the point of throwing a frag unless they're coming late. I would save that frag for short, considering how you can tell that there's no enemies long. Like Talio can jiggle peek along. He can see that there's no enemies. He can give that communication to his team. He can then rotate back and throw that frag onto short, knowing that there's enemies short. So just a little reminder that don't waste your frag, because there was no reason for him to do that. He realized there was no enemies long, so he could have just rotated back and used his frag on short, which would have been better. See, Talio then proceeds to start rotating back now. Then he changes his mind. So first, this isn't really a problem, but notice that how I was saying, Talio would have rotated back, realizing there's no enemies. He wouldn't have realized he would have realized there was no enemies long, and then he would have rotated back. Now, his teammate literally just died as soon as he peeked the corner because Dej just joined the game late. There was no enemies long originally, but since Dej just joined the game, or someone just joined the game, it kind of threw off the spawn patterns. But overall, that frag that Talio threw, it was a decent frag for how the game was currently going, but in a realistic match, you don't want to waste that frag. You just want to cut down long with one guy, maybe hiding in pit or something, and then using that frag for a more tight area like short, where it can do a lot more damage in case of a rush. Talio, let's see what he does now. He runs out of ammo. Now realize what the T's are doing. The T's are doing the worst possible thing. They're getting in a 1v1 fight with Talio at a time. Now, this is good on Talio. What Talio's doing right now is good. In a 1v2, you always want to get 1v1 fights. In a clutch, you always want to get 1v1 fights. That's simply put just how you do it. You want to get those 1v1 fights established so you can win those 1v1 fights. Because if you're going against two people who peek at the same time, you're not going to be able to kill them both. But because Dej and his teammate, or the two T's here, the two enemy T's here, they're peeking him one at a time, this is a mistake from the T's, and this is very well done from Talio. He's picking those 1v1 fights, and he wants to win them and get it done. Which is why he kind of panics here and just sprays fires, but I think he gets the job done anyway. But it's very good from Talio, and the enemy team makes a blunder by picking 1v1 fights with him. Now see, Frost dies. Talio can now sprayed his deagle, got the kill, and now he can reload and peek for Dej, which is going to be peeking out. Killing Dej, and now he can get two 1v1 fights in clutch. He still knows Dej is probably behind the box, so he's going to pre-check the position. He gets two free nades. Realize that. He realized that the enemy that he just killed, or Frost, did not have the bomb. And since he did not have the bomb, Talio currently rotating back to short, and is probably going to use his nades to try to retake from Dej, who is currently right now planting, because Dej has the bomb, because Frost died and didn't have the bomb. So he's going knife out. He's going knife out to short, But the only reason why he's not fully knife out right now is because he knows Dej likes lurking. He knows Dej kind of likes waiting. He knows kind of Dej likes waiting. So he's just going to go ahead and go Deagle out. Even if it's a little less fast. See, now Dej is long and he's going to be planting. So Talio, like I said, throws his nades. He's using his nades for the retake. Dej is planting. He sees that. He's going to be using his nades in order to retake the site from Dej. Now, I don't get why he didn't reload here. He had plenty of time to reload. Yep, there it is. It's fine. Dej doesn't go for the plant. Talio gets 2 1v1 fights and he clutches. This is an amazing round from Talio. He did everything, pretty much everything he needed to do correctly. He got 2 1v1 fights against Frost and Dej, which you don't want to do in a clutch. You don't want to allow the enemy team, it doesn't matter if they're T, if they're CT, you don't want them to have 1v1 fights, because then that's how they win clutches. He went back to short, knowing that he'll have to retake the site from Dej because Dej is bomb. So he knows that Dej is probably going to be planting soon. He's going to have to retake, which is why he used that utility he got from Frost. He got 2 1v1 fights and he just played it very, very well. Going knife out when he needed to, securing the enemy positions. Now, currently, I don't know what his teammate was really doing. I think it's Deathslayer. I don't think Deathslayer bought anything, but Deathslayer, personally, even though this is demo review over watching Talio, I can individually say Deathslayer's performance was horrible. Deathslayer has the USP. He should not be picking those fights, especially against Dej's Deagle. That's why Dej was able to beat Deathslayer, because Dej is good at Deagle, but also Dej has a Deagle while Death only has a USP. So what Deathslayer should have done is cover short and Tally cover long. But they win the round anyway thanks to Talio's amazing clutch. Now, he's $6,000. He's going to force buy him up. I don't know how he got $7,000. I think it's because he won $3,000. He had $3,200. It's like I said before. Notice that Talio had $3,200, right? In the last round. Here. I'll try to reset the video. So if you go all the way back here, you can notice that Talio right here has $3,200, right? And now, after the clutch, he has $7,000. Look at this plus. He has plus 3,250. 3,250 plus 3,250 is a total of $6,000. So it's overall pretty impressive. He got $6,000. They should have not let them win that round. That round for the T's was crucial, which is why Tally was now able to op, which is when they lost it. Tally was now able to op and can really secure the bomb site, because an op is amazing. Not to mention he's a decent enough opper. Now, he's going to go aggression long again because it's unexpected for an op, especially a CT side, to kind of play offensively. So when you play offensive op as CT, it really throws off the Ts, because regularly CTs don't play offensive op, and they usually play defense op if they even have an op at all. So Talio's going to peek long, knowing that they're probably going to peek long just to feel safe. And he's going to not only get that information, but he's going to be able to he's confident enough in his sniping skills that he can get at least one frag. And he has a Deagle in case, if he gets rushed, he's a Deagle as a secondary. So he can afford to do this. Now, what is Death doing here? Death is being dumb. Death right here has horrible positioning. I know this is Tally's demo, but I can't help but saying it. Death right here is playing like a noob. He's positioning himself with Talio. He's standing right in front of Talio. He's essentially blocking Talio's shot. And not only that, because he's right in front of Talio, if the enemies had an AK, they would have been able to one-tap Death, and they would have been able to get a collateral, all because Death decides to stand in front of Tally. This is not on Tally, this is on Death. Death is being dumb. He's standing in front of Tally, blocking him. He's standing in front of Tally, blocking him. He's not covering short. He's allowing the enemies to potentially get a collateral. He's just doing a very bad thing. And now that this T, you see the T that rushed out of here? That T that rushed out of here now has information to his teammate and now can say, hey, they're both long. They're both long with ops. Go short and rush. Smoke CT, go short and rush. And so now the CTs are long. There's a T on site with the bomb, and this T right here is still live. So this is all because of Death, because Death could have been covering short. Death could have been not peeking, not blocking Talio's shot. Death could have been not double peeking ops and giving them that information that both CTs were long. And overall, Death's positioning here is horrible. Do not do what Death does. Talio tries to get that opening pick, but then eventually dies because of Death here. See? Look at what Death is doing. Death is being... This is an example of what not to do as a teammate. Death, instead of trading Talio, right? That he baited Talio. He almost let the enemies get a collateral on the two CTs. He gave Frostjade right here the information that both CTs were long. And not only that was he blocking Talio's shot, but now Frostjade killed Talio, and now he's not trading. Look where he is. He can't see A long. He's not trading. And so now, if the enemies decide to rush A long, they can get this op of Talio right here. And this isn't even a problem because of Talio. Talio's plan would have worked. He would have gone along with aggression, he would have gotten an opening pick, he would have rotated back to A and covered the site in a 1v2 situation. No, instead, Death here decides to block Talio, makes him die, doesn't trade him, and is overall a really bad teammate. If you want to be a good teammate, don't do what he did. Seriously, don't do what Death did. Do the opposite of what Death did. Instead of covering long with Talio as Death should have gone short, covered short. He should have been able to support Flash Talio. He should have been able to flash Talio into long. Talio would have turned around and get that opening pick. Then Talio would have been able to go back to long and then cover long. Talio would have covered short and Death would have covered long. Death, what he did here was single-handedly the worst thing he could have done. See, now Death tries to trade. They're not peeking him because they know Death has an op. And so look how Death plays. Why are you pit? Why are you pit, Death? This is Death Slayer right here. Yeah, look. Death Slayer, you can barely read it down here. Why is Death pit? I understand he's trying to get long control, but a better position right now would be Car. Car, you can look short, which is highly likely that they're coming short, considering how they just killed the guy on long, which means they're going to go short. And that means that probably you're going to want to cover short if they're going short, which means that Death should be going Car. From Car, you can cover long, from like this angle right here, and you can cover Car, or you can cover short. Why is Death pit? Not only did he not trade his teammate, he went pit for some reason. So look how Death plays. It's highly probable he's going to lose this round. Because Death, they lost the round because Death's horrible performance. Death not only blocked his teammate, Death played horribly, Death had horrible positioning, Death didn't trade, Death went pit for some reason, and now the T's have two ops because Death fucked up. This is all on Death. This is not on Talio. Talio's plan would have worked, and Death blocked him. And so now look at the loss bonus. They only have 1,500. If they lose next round, they only have 2,000 loss bonus. They have nothing. The T's have ops and AKs now. They can maybe have deagles. What are they going to do on deagles on A? A is long range. A long is literally called A long. It is long range weaponry for ops, snipers, and rifles. What is Talio going to do here? Maybe he can buy a FAMAS, but I don't know what he's going to be able to do. He buys a deagle, and I'm guessing his plan is to go short. Yeah, his plan is probably to go short, get an opening pick up that guy's rifle, and then kill him. Now, once again, this is a constant problem for Talio. He entry frags. He quite literally throws a frag into an area to clear it, and then pushes it. The problem with this is that this not only gives your, thing away, this not only gives you away if you're rushing, because frags aren't invisible. The enemies can see frags, and so they know you're going to be rushing short, which means they can expect you. What Talio should have done here, personally, is buy a flashbang. He could have bounced it off this wall here, caused a pop flash, they would be completely blind. He would have been able to knife them. They would have been so blind. Because this pop flash right here, he stands right here, waits for the 215 mark, or the 218 mark, the 218, 217, 215 mark at the timer. He throws the pop flash, he rushes, and he gets 2 1Ds, maybe killing the entire team or killing one guy. And if he doesn't kill anyone and no one's there, then he only loses one flashbang and he gets information. Talio's frag here would have been better as a flashbang. This is a mistake on Talio's part. I'm not gonna lie, this is a mistake on Talio's part. See? Because now that if he had thrown a flash, Dej would be completely blind. Dej would be completely blind. This would have been a different fight. This would have been a fight where instead of Dej being able to see Tally, Dej is completely blind, spraying, and Tally one-dings him. Now, Tally still wins, the fight. I believe this is Death Slayer, or yeah, I think Death is behind Tally right now and stole his kill. But for the most part, this isn't a situation that they should have won. This is not a situation the CT should have won. Death shouldn't have been able to get that kill. Tally shouldn't have been able to get that kill. Because as good as Tally is, that should have been a flashbang. The only reason why they killed Dej is because Dej whiffed. Dej sprayed and missed all his bullets. If Dej would have been like NSS Glitch or an amazing player, not that Dej is an amazing player. Dej is by far like the second, third best player in Dupe right now. Not to say Dej isn't, but Dej, put quite simply, Dej isn't Dej sprayed here. He whiffed. And it's only because of luck that Death and Tally were able to get that kill. Point is, Tally should have used a flash. It would have been less money too. So now, look at Frostjade. What Frostjade doing is perfect. Frostjade is on the enemy team. He's this last remaining T. He pop flashes Tally, and he predicts Tally's aggression because Tally's going to want that AK on the ground. That utility in AK. So Tally, picks up the AK utility, and now Frost, who peeks because he knows Tally is fully blind, he peeks Tally, and Tally wins. Or Death Slayer wins. This is only because of Frostjade's and Dej's whiffs. This is not because they deserve to win the round. The T's deserve to win this round. If I'm going to be quite honest, the T's deserve to win this round. Tally's frag was bad. Death is being an idiot. Put quite simply, the T's deserve to win this round. It is only because of Dej's and Frostjade's whiffs that they lost. Overall, the spirit was there. Frost and Dej did very good. They pop flashed. They did that aggression. The only reason why they lost was because of their individual whiffs and aims. Which is why the CTs were able to secure a round. See, look, that's 3,200 win bonus. So I might go and do an economy video one day, but for the most part, that's pretty much it. Now, this is probably gonna be the last round where I demo. He drops his AK for Death, which is a good endeavor because now Tally can op, considering how much money he has from the win bonus and all that. He boosts. Okay, now this is a strange phenomenon. For some reason, he boosts Death onto the box. I mean, I guess you can do either or, but I would prefer the op because look what the op is having to do now. Is having to fight a pit player, and look, because of Tally's amazing aim. Now this is good on Tally. He's able to eliminate Dej. This is gonna be Dej made a mistake here. Dej picked a fight. Dej knew the CTs won that last round, and instead of just playing passively and going short by flashing into short, smoking CT, smoking Goose with his teammate Frostjade, he went long into pit and just died. Which, I mean, that's a mistake on Dej. Dej should have not picked that fight. He has a Deagle versus an Op. What do you think is going to win from this range? So what Dej should have done? Not to say that Dej is a bad player. Dej is an amazing player, but Dej made a mistake here. He made a mistake last round by whiffing, and he made a mistake here by not going short again, flashing into the site with Frost and taking the site. Because look at Talio's and Death's position here. Tally and Death's position is completely long. Tally can't even see short right now, technically. He can't see a short. If the T's would have gone a short, they would have been able to flash Tally, throw a flash over the box. Tally would have been flashed. Death might have been able to do some damage to the guy on short, but if they smoked short, if Frost and Dej would have smoked short, they would have completely taken A. Tally not only would be flashed, but he would be one-digged from right here by Dej. So the T's made a mistake here, which cost them the game. Let's keep watching. Talio suspects long, because he saw Frost on long. Frost throws a smoke. He throws a flash, not a bad flash, not a bad flash. Now, mostly what Tally did here was timing. Tally got blinded. Now, Tally died here because of timing. You see, he saw the flash, he saw the smoke, he was watching the smoke, he did what he needed to, but then it's like in the last couple seconds where he made a mistake. He saw the smoke, he saw the flashbang, he saw it pop, but he didn't realize that from the distance he was from the flashbang, that flashbang would have practically done nothing to him. So more or less, he was caught in timing. Talio saw the flashbang, he got flashed, he thought he was completely blind, because, like, look, here, let me go back. If I go back here, Tally thinks the flash pops down here. Tally thinks he's completely blind. Look, doesn't this look like he's completely blind? Tally thinks he's completely blind, which is why he starts moving, because he knows someone's gonna peek, but then he gets caught in timing. Whoops. Turns out Tally is not fully blind, and now he's completely exposed to Frost Jade. So this isn't really bad on Tally. This is just him having. This is a little bad on Tally. This is a little bad on Tally in the sense that he could have known that flash would have done anything to him. But I mean, can you blame him? Like, look at the flash right here. The flash that gets popped right here makes him look completely wide. I mean, you can't blame really Tally for that. He repositions, and it's not his fault for his death. He could have suspected that the flash would have been ineffective, but for the most part, not really his fault. Now let's look how Death plays here. Death has the positioning. He's sneaked up on Frost. He has this. Let's see how he plays this. He plays very patiently. That's good. At least he's not rushing out and immediately trying to trade. He's blind. He's coming. He's coming. Frost is probably going to push soon. Yep. Okay. At least he got the kill. And that is the last round. That's not the end of the game, but the time is coming a little long here, so we're just gonna review those 3 rounds. I can do additional demos for any other players. Overall, Tally played really well this game. His only 2 to 3 mistakes was buying the frag when he should have bought the flash. It was throwing the flash or throwing a frag on short last round when he should have thrown the flash. It was the second mistake was this round, the one we're watching, where Tally thought that flash made him completely blind. But that's it. That's really all Tally's mistakes were, which is why I think the CTs eventually went on to win this game, unless Death made a major whiff. However, I can't say the same for Tally's teammate. Tally's teammate blocked him numerous times. Tally's teammate didn't trade him numerous times. Tally carried his teammate numerous times. Overall, and then the only reason why the T's lost this game was because last round, which was a crucial round for them, that they whiffed. So for the most part, it was GG, good casual game. Tally performed really well. Dej and Frost performed really well as well. I would say Frost and Dej performed arguably better than Death. The only thing I can see Death being better at than Frost and Dej in this game is aim. That's because Tally dropped him an AK. It's not really because of Death's personal thing. That's just, and plus there's the whisk on short from Frost and Dej. But for the most part, GG, good game. I think the CTs went on to win this game, mostly because of Tally's amazing plays with his AWP, his deagle rushes that are unexpected, his unexpected offensive ops on CT's side. Just overall good from Talio. Once again, if you want any demos in the future, you can just always ask me. I'm happy to review them. I'm happy to review any demo, even if it's you performing amazing. Seriously, I want a demo of you just doing good, or of just you doing good, doing bad. I don't care. Just send a demo in. I'll review it. But for the most part, that's it. See you later.